The Quails by Ginzberg. The prophecy of these men concerning the quails turned out as they had predicted, the quails being, as God had foretold to Moses, no blessing for the people. For God said to Moses, "Tell the people to be prepared for impending punishment, they shall eat flesh to satiety, but then they shall loathe it more than they now lust for it. I know, however, how they came to have such desires. Because my Shekinah is among them, they believe that they may presume anything. Had I removed my Shekinah from their midst, they would never have cherished so foolish a desire." Moses, knowing that the granting of the people's wish would be disastrous to them, said to God, "O Lord, why, pray, dost thou first give them flesh, and then in punishment for their sin slay them? Who ever heard anyone say to an ass, 'Here is a measure of wheat, eat it, for we want to cut off thy head'? Or to a man, 'Here is a loaf of bread for thee, take it and go to hell with it'?" God replied, "Well then, what wouldst thou do? Moses, I will go to them and reason with them that they may desist from their lusting after flesh. God, I can tell thee beforehand that thy endeavors in this matter will be fruitless." Moses betook himself to the people, saying to them, "Is the Lord's hand waxed short? Behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. He can give bread also, can he not provide flesh for his people?" The people, however, said, "Thou art only trying to soothe us. God cannot grant our wish." 485 But they erred vastly, for hardly had the pious among them retired to their tents, when upon the godless, who had remained in the open, came down quails in masses as thick as snowflakes, so that many more were killed by the descent of the quails than later by the tasting of them. The quails came in such masses that they completely filled the space between heaven and earth, so that they even covered the sun's disk, and settled down on the north side and the south side of the camp, as it were a day's journey, lying, however, not directly upon the ground but 2 cubits above it, that people might not have to stoop to gather them up. Considering this abundance, it is not surprising that even the halt that could not go far, and the lazy that would not, gathered each 100 core. These vast quantities of flesh did not, however, benefit them, for hardly had they tasted of it when they gave up the ghost. This was the punishment for the grave sinners, while the better ones among them enjoyed the taste of the flesh for a month before they died, whereas the pious without suffering harm caught the quails, slaughtered them, and ate of them. This was the heaviest blow that had fallen upon Israel since their exodus from Egypt, and in memory of the many men who had died because of their forbidden lusting after flesh, they changed the name of the place where this misfortune occurred to Kibroth-Hattaavah, graves of those who lusted. 486 The winds that went forth to bring the quails was so powerful a storm that it could have destroyed the world. So great was God's anger against the ungrateful people, and it was only due to the merits of Moses and Aaron that this wind finally left the world upon its hinges. 487